This is the Nerdy Old Men Podcast, recognized by City View Magazine as best of the best in podcasts. And here are your hosts, the Old Bald Man Chad and Redneck Wes.
Hey, everybody, Wes.
What's going on, Chad?
Why is my kid over there?
Well, we have an announcement here at the
Yes,
Nerdy Old Men
yes,
Podcast.
we do. Wes, take the lead.
Well, with all the fan interaction that we've had,
Which we have had some really good
which
ones.
we
yeah.
really appreciate,
Yeah.
we found that the addition of a new member,
Basically, what he's saying is Wes couldn't handle
I couldn't
multitasking
handle it, yeah.
at all.
So, Chad's oldest spawn
Yes.
has now joined the team.
The actual senior in journalism at the University of Tennessee, so we have an actual expert trying to help us. Producer Abby.
Producer Abby.
Hello. I know. I used to be bouncer Abby. Booth bouncer.
Booth
Yeah.
bouncer
And
Abby.
now I'm producer
If any of you have
Abby.
seen us at cons and things like that, you may see Abby assisting with the booth. So she's going to help producing the show, interacting with the chat during our live streams, helping with our YouTube presence because we suck,
Yes.
and helping us come up with some ideas and things like that.
But it's not totally a one-way street. We're helping her out with
All right.
She's
her
getting
university
experience.
experience
Yeah, hopefully.
by
but anyway,
producing.
yeah,
You can put that on
yes.
your resume now.
There you go,
I'm
producer
going to,
of the Nerdy Old Men
It's already on my
Podcast.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
First day on the job, she's ready to go.
Yeah.
Wes, you went somewhere,
Yes,
so
I did.
tell us about the news that is Wes.
Well, this past weekend we went to Lexington Comic and Toy Convention.
That was a good show. Abby and I went there one time, and it was fun.
That was the first year that we got to go to it.
Mm-hmm.
Was very impressed.
Yeah.
The show overall ran very smoothly. Getting badges, getting through security checks, which there were a ton of. They were looking for badges everywhere. It all ran really smooth. It was really well organized, down to the fact that the convention was held at Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
And
the same place it was when we went. Yeah.
there's multiple doors, because it's a big venue.
Right. Yeah.
They had the window decals. Like if you were there to pick up your badges, use this door.
Oh, really?
If you already have your badges, use this door.
Huh.
And it was probably the most organized convention.
Oh, a
I've been
local
to.
show could figure that out.
But it was well run. Like I said, there were security checkpoints everywhere. They were checking badges. We'll give a shout out to on-site security they had that was doing weapons and props checks.
Yeah.
Kaylee had took her Harley Quinn hammer that we'd made.
Oh, that big, massive hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy that was doing security, he said, how do you hold your, like for pictures and stuff, how are you going to hold your hammer? And she showed him, and he put the tag so that when she held it,
She'd cover it
up. It wouldn't be in the
see,
pictures.
that's somebody who
And that was one of those little
knows,
things
right?
that kind of,
Yeah.
you're like, wow, he actually cared. Because most people would, you see people and they've got spears or swords or guns or whatever, and there's this big orange or green tag on them. And he actually did it where.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
But John and I actually got to suit up in our street judges, and
I saw the pictures. They're cool.
pictures turned out really good. So thanks to Josh for getting out and taking pictures for us. But dude, we walked.
Yeah.
I bet we walked 6-7 miles in those suits. We were tired and
Was there
sore
air
the next
conditioning
day.
on in there? Didn't
Not as much as
It doesn't matter.
But it was really a good show. As you can see with the props, got to meet Master Chief himself, Steve Downs, and then met Rob and Sean Lamb, who worked on a lot of stuff for Filmation.
To include.
Yes.
Masters of the Universe.
And what was neat, if you'll flip that over, Chad, for our
Which
people.
one? This one
yeah,
right
that
here?
one there.
There we go.
I got a Brave Star. Sean and she'd worked on. I think they both worked on that series, but because everybody was coming up was talking about all the Motu stuff.
Yeah.
and going through the books, and there's a lot of really great art that Rob had, and that one I was just like, you know, we were talking. I said, well, you know, that was a show that was underrated, was Brave Star.
Mm-hmm.
And I came through that.
You've always been a Brave Star fan.
I liked that show. I like westerns, so
yeah.
that one kind of risked. And as soon as I started talking about Brave Star, Sean, she jumped in and she was just like, "Oh, you know, I worked on that." I said, "I know you did," and we probably stood there and talked for 20 minutes.
That's cool.
So really good folks.
So this was a custom drawing for you?
No, he had those prints.
Okay,
but that was just one I got.
Yeah.
But I got signed script. Just thought that would be something that was cool, you know, just to have. Isabel was a big hit at the show because she did her Luna Lovegood.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And funny story, we were walking back Friday night, and she still got the lion's head on, you know, and all of her stuff. And there's a white Jeep that's parked along the side of the road, and we're walking by, and the lady hollers, she goes, "I love your Luna Lovegood."
Oh, I bet that made her happy.
It gets even better. On the side of her Jeep, you know, on the little badge area where people will customize it,
right.
It said Luna Lovegood, and she had the little glasses.
Oh,
and so
that's
Isabel
cool.
got a picture beside the Jeep, of the Luna Lovegood Jeep as Luna Lovegood. So that was neat.
Oh, that's awesome.
She got to meet Jason Isaacs, who played Lucius Malfoy.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So he was really nice.
Well, those Harry Potter folks are getting out in the concert.
Yeah. So while my wife and Isabel went to the panel to do all that, Kaylee and I went upstairs, and Kaylee got her a lightsaber.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
What? Okay, all right. What?
Not from Ultra Sabers.
Okay, but what was it? Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the company right off. I'd have to go back and look. They were out of Pennsylvania. I remember that.
Is it pretty cool though?
Oh yeah, it's a like a rose gold and like silver kind of combination, and it's got
on the blade or the grip?
hilt.
Okay,
the hilt is, and it's got like 12 different blade colors. It plays I think 3 songs. You know, like the main Star Wars intro, the Imperial March, and something else. I can't remember. It's got sound. What was neat was it's got sound effects where you can push the ignition button, and it sounds like you blocking blaster bolts.
Oh,
you know, and then
cool.
There's the
flash.
flash.
Shoot at her with the judge laser and let her do that.
Oh no, we got home. We were in the yard with our lightsabers, just beating the crap out of each other.
Because you got an Ultra Saber.
I got an Ultra Saber. Ultra Sabers suck. Do not buy from Ultra Saber. I'm going 3 years waiting on a part.
Oh my god. Huge booth for them at Dragon Con.
Oh gosh. Well, what I have found out is the people that do the booth at conventions are like subcontractors. It's
Yep.
They're buying the stuff and then reselling it.
Yeah, Abby knows somebody that did that for a poster thing. Yeah, so
At a local con,
yeah,
there was
That
a
local con.
really cool booth. It was I can't remember the name of it. It's really cool stuff, and they do like a lot of prints, like anime prints.
Okay.
You can buy the frames that are like backlit.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
I know what you're
pushes
talking about.
yeah.
and
Your
it's really
brother's got
cool.
one with Master Chief on it, I think. Yeah.
Yes, and one of my friends at the time was looking for like a little part-time thing, and he loved those things.
Yeah.
So when he was there, they were like, "Do you want to run the booth tomorrow?" And so like he had to show up and
It's like
run the
okay.
booth. So it's really weird. It's like, are any of these people actually connected to this thing,
Nope.
or like what's going on? What's going on here?
It's like, okay, you got to pack all this stuff up now.
Yeah.
And you need to be in Chicago next
Well,
week.
and they ended up
What?
paying them. They were
Did
like,
they pay
we
them
could-
with merchandise?
They could pay him money, but they were like, or you could get 3 of these posters. And he got the posters.
I've heard people doing that before.
Now there are some booths that I would work at in order to get
Yes,
merchandise.
yes.
So,
But
anyway, so
it
she
was-
got a saber.
She got her
That's
lightsaber,
awesome.
so you know,
She's the Star Wars kid, right?
she is the Star Wars
okay,
kid.
the two.
But we've come up with a costume because Isabel was getting stopped a lot, you know, because there's not a lot of Luna Lovegoods with this giant lion head.
That's true,
You know,
yep.
so everybody's taking pictures, and Kaylee's Harley Quinn, nobody was really taking pictures of. And I'm like, you got to kind of do something different to kind of stand out.
Yeah.
So, and this is where I sometimes feel like I failed as a Star Wars father. She loves Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, God.
No. Stay with me now.
Okay. All right. We're hanging in there. We're the best we can.
Because everybody hates Jar Jar. Let's be honest.
No.
Everybody hates Jar Jar.
Yeah, okay.
But everybody loves
not as much as the sequel movies.
Darth Jar Jar.
Okay.
She wants to make a Darth Jar Jar.
Oh, now that would be cool. Okay, because I got a Darth Yoda print up here that I printed and painted. That would be awesome.
We're gonna figure out how to do
so cool,
because
dude.
nobody's done it. I've never seen one other than like at San Diego, like something really big, but like the local conventions. So we're gonna do Darth Jar Jar.
I bet you could get a nice mask.
Probably, and then I'll probably just make the feet, and we'll do the black robes.
Yeah.
But her lightsaber, because it does 12 different colors, she's got red.
Oh, perfect.
So
yes.
But it was so funny because we're standing there looking at hilts, and I really wish I could think of the name of the company, and I'll have to go back and put it in the notes. The guy was really nice and patient, and then he was talking with her, and she was looking, and I'm like, okay, this is your price range because this is what Sissy's autographed costs. So this is your price range. You can pick any one that you want, And she kept coming back to this gold and silver one, and I said, well, I think this is the one you like. I said, because you've picked this up like 5 or 6 times now.
Yep.
And she's like, well, these are cheaper, and I'm like, baby, you have from this end of the table to this end of the table.
Yes.
Anything in this price range you can get. And she said, I just don't think it's Darth Jar Jar's lightsaber.
Nice.
And I go, you are Darth Jar Jar, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. I said,
whichever one you want.
This is your lightsaber, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then it can be Darth Jar Jar's lightsaber. So she went and picked that one out and was tickled as, we're going. And the only thing is because you've got one button to do all. You've got to go through all the program settings trying to figure out. And she kept hitting the buttons and it like would induce seizures because it's flashing and different things. And it's like, oh, quit messing with the buttons. Let's get it on a color and just stay with that color. I know
that's how she can beat you in the dark.
Yeah,
have it strobing like that. And you're like,
well, seeing how my Ultra Saber, the light's gone out in the lightsaber.
Oh well, yeah, okay then. Yeah, and you make fun of my air quote pink.
Yes.
Like the red.
Yeah. And hers is actually red. It's not pink like yours, but whatever. It's but she does have like, pink and purple and, light orange, dark. The dark orange is actually pretty cool. That was cool. That and the yellow one were pretty cool. But we got out when we got home that evening, and we were sword fighting in the yard, and which was a lot of fun. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go in. I'm like, you're about to miss the best time because the sun was setting behind the mountains.
Yes.
I'm like, it's about to get dark. This is where yours really is going. So she's like, all right. And then once you get outside and saw, with the light and the sound, which was neat too, the sound, you can switch, the sound. Like it picks like, one of them was like Ahsoka's, one of them was a Princess Leia one.
That's cool.
It had a lot of different settings, but so I had to really kind of play around to figure out. But once you get it set, really easy, it just unscrews and you can plug the USB in and charge it. And, she was really tickled with that. She's told everybody at school.
Got a lightsaber.
Well, she's actually got some really cool teachers
suspended.
No, she's got some nerd teachers.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's really good.
Because she got really upset because they were like, "Yeah, we're leaving." And they're like, "Where are you going?" And they're like, "We're going to Dragon Con." And they're like, "We want to go to Dragon Con," And I'm like, "You shall never go to Dragon Con." No. Bad things. Mm-hmm. But so her teachers had took off early to go to Dragon Con last year. Well, this year they were talking and they're like, yeah, we're going to Lexington. They're like, oh, I'm so jealous. I wanted to go and I can't, so she kind of had her little moment where she, and then she comes back with a lightsaber. Yes, so
she walks in the classroom.
I'm altering the deal.
Yes.
Pray I don't alter it any further.
So they had a lot of fun.
So what else did really cool that you guys saw that you were up there? Now, like I said, we went and we had a really good time. Was the the big monster from Return of the Jedi? What was that, Abby?
The Rancor?
The Rancor that we had our picture. Yeah,
Roxy the Rancor.
Yeah,
they did not have
the Rancor.
They did not have the Rancor there.
Now that was super.
The
fun.
501st had a booth set up. They were taking pictures.
This was like a separate thing, Roxy the Rancor,
And then,
which was really cool.
oh gosh, I've gone blank. What's John's guy? The one that did Battle Cat and
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
He does the really good Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we had him on the
thing.
show.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I've gone blank. But you know, he's built the big Falcor. He's had like his whole never ending story set up.
oh, that's cool.
Oh, dude, he would kill you. He would break your heart.
What?
Atrax, you know, stuck in the swamp. The horse, you know.
Oh, I did see images of that.
And he had it, and like you could grab the reins and pull, and it would move forward and back. You know, where it's
that's
stuck,
horrible.
he's sinking. And so you could take your picture trying to save him.
That's awful.
I was like, that's both horrible and awesome all at the same time. I
it's
mean,
like
because he had just this
PTSD
whole
inducing.
corner that was just never ending story. You know, had different characters.
Yeah.
But that one was, you know, right there at the front, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's Brass Monkey.
Yes. Yeah.
That-
I was
that's
trying
what
to look
it is.
for it.
Yeah. I think it's Brass Monkey Productions or something like that.
I was trying
Abby,
to think
see if
what
you can find
John's
that.
name is, but you know, he does a really good job. He didn't have Battle Cat there this year, but
Right.
but it was the whole thing was never ending story, and he had like 4 or 5 elements in there that you get your picture with.
That's cool.
I mean, it's just
I
really
mean,
amazing work.
His stuff's not like a cardboard cutout. It's,
No,
it's legit.
It is.
I got on
very
Battle
well-
Cat,
Yes.
and that was awesome.
Although your picture is not as cool as Tim Rutgers, because Tim was actually dressed up as He-Man.
As He-Man on Battle Cat. Okay, yeah. Well, look, here's the deal. You can't be as cool as Tim. That's just all it is to it.
I did get to see Tim.
Speaking of our buddy Tim Rucker, who has done some of our graphic design for our logos and things like that. We love you, Tim Rucker. I'm still working on your mini. I'm getting it good. It's sitting right over there. Shut up. Tell us about Rucker's stuff.
I didn't get to see Tim in Warduke. I did get
the
to
pictures are fantastic.
Yes, the pictures look amazing.
yeah.
But I did get to see him in Master Chief, which it was funny because that was on Saturday, and John and I had suited up in our street judges, and we're walking over, and there's a set of steps, and everybody was taking photos there, and there's a photographer. I know that Tim works with the regulator when he's up there. And so
Tim has a photographer.
yeah,
He works with on the radio.
Yeah, yes. Hold that pinky up. But he was dressed as Master Chief, but he had the helmet off, and they were kind of lining stuff up. I mean, me and John, we pride ourselves on keeping the helmet on, which the helmet actually did have to come off because it got to the point where it's just like,
Well, half of it's not there, but it's still hot. I bet.
It does not release any heat.
Right, I bet.
And because of the whole deal with the Halo series on Paramount, you know, everybody, you know, we were all excited, and then the first, you know, he takes his helmet off, and we're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And so I said, I hollered at him, I said, Master Chief, the helmet stays on. And he turns around and goes, I'm off duty. And then he realized it was me.
That's good
And
stuff.
then I got to see his Mars Attack, his
Which
alien.
is ridiculous.
It is great. He's got his phone set up as like a motion sensor.
Yeah.
So it's going off, and then he's got a speaker, so he's mic'd up, so he can do his little.
Has he got any cooling in that helmet? Because it's like a big fishbowl on his head.
I don't know. I didn't ask him about that.
Rucker, let us know. Is there cooling in the helmet? Because it looks suffocating.
But it's a very detailed costume.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
is.
really good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got to see our buddy Ben Rumsey.
yeah.
Monster
man, yeah.
City.
Monster City.
Madhouse.
Great T-shirts, man. Monster City.
He had some
Madhouse.
new
Check
ones,
that out.
some new merchandise out there, but he said it was a really good show for him.
Yeah.
There's booths. They had so many booths, just people selling things.
Rocco wasn't there, was he?
No, he wasn't. I'd reached out to him.
He's
and,
down the street. That sucks.
I was like, you know, if he's there, we'll meet up and we'll go eat or something. But he said he wasn't going to be there this year, so he goes, maybe next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to go back and do that. But they had a ton of guests. You know, Shatner was there.
You know, I never met Shatner.
Hadn't either. Danny Trejo was there.
Okay, cool.
He was. Yeah. We walked by, seen him. But our buddy Cosplay Cody.
Yeah.
He got to meet his hero,
The Stinger.
the Sting.
I saw the picture of just like you meeting Ric Flair as Ric
Yeah,
Flair. He met Stinger as the Stinger.
Yeah, and
cool.
he said, you know, he checking his outfit out. He was really impressed. But he said what was cool was they were waiting, and the Hardy Boys walked by.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh my gosh, you know, they got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
So he got to meet them, and then I know he took Michelangelo. I didn't get to see him in Michelangelo.
I saw the pictures. That
suit's really good, but they're hot. I've been in the turtle suits, and they are.
Man, I'm good, bro.
But he got to meet. I know he met the voice actor that did Michelangelo in the original cartoon.
That's cool.
So he got to meet him as Michelangelo, and then I think the last.
Too bad you couldn't get him to sign like something inside the suit or something if it would stay.
Dude, it wouldn't stay.
I
mean, you do not understand.
Because you don't want to put it on the outside because you'd see it.
Those suits do not breathe. They
bad.
they are brutal. And vision is horrible in them. I actually wore Leonardo.
You're a little tall for that.
Well, luckily, Josh Hooten, who does
Aren't you
Leonardo,
tall for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
yes, he's a little bit on the taller side. Cody probably got the perfect suit though, because it fits him well, and just the expression on Michelangelo. He's just, I mean, Cody just leans into it and does a great job.
Yeah.
So, but we had a lot of fun.
Did you ever find that thing, Abby?
I'm looking. I know we have
I
pictures
think
on our
it's
pages
I think
about
it's
it.
Brass Monkey something.
I looked it up, that name on Instagram, because I thought he had an Instagram, and then I thought I followed it or the podcast page followed it, but I can't find it unless they've rebranded.
They may have rebranded. I don't know, but
I'm looking.
if you're at a show and you see these big giant things
Life size.
life size stuff, that's him, and he's great.
There was they did one from Avatar, Last Airbender.
They've had
one.
that.
The anime one.
They've done the He-Man one. What else have they done?
Well, you said the Never Ending Story.
He's got the
How to Train Your
How
Dragon.
to Train Your Dragon.
That one's
He's got
really
two.
cool,
He's
too.
got
both of the dragons, right?
the black one and the white one.
Yeah.
Toothless,
and
then
I don't
know what
remember the other one
is.
is.
Yeah.
We will continue to look for that.
But there's a
We got
live action
producer-
movie coming.
Yeah, we
for
got
that.
producer Abby working on that.
Yes,
it's
yes,
pretty
yes.
much what I've seen is that movie is pretty much a 1-to-1.
It looks cool.
What
I mean, it looks
they've
cool,
done.
yeah.
So
You had a good trip then.
yes.
Well, you said you had some more news.
Yes.
So
And this one kind of made me mad. But really,
what? Something made you mad? I need a sound for like what?
we need like an
Wes
angry
got
Wes
mad?
sound. Well, I think everybody's gonna get mad
Yeah.
on this one.
Tell us about it.
But there is a documentary that is trying to get crowdfunded.
And you was this guy at the show?
No, he
Okay,
was
all right.
not. This is
Gotcha.
just something that I ran across online.
I gotcha.
But it is Stan Lee, the final chapter.
Okay.
And this is footage that one of Stan's, I guess, handler, I don't know if that's the best term to use, but he'd been with Stan for like the last 4 years of his life. And I know that there had been talks and rumors about potential elder abuse, and he says that he's documented it, and he's needing $300,000 to finish this film to get justice for Stan.
So he's making money off Stan after the man's dead.
Well, the fact that Stan Lee passed away in 2018, and so 7 years later, you're
now
going to release to help. I was kind of off put by that. There's been a lot of different people have made it, because if you go to YouTube, you can put in, Stan Lee documentary, and it'll pop up. And there's a lot of people talking about this right now, and it was really sad. The footage that I did see,
Yeah.
because like Stan would be at an event, he'd have no idea what he was doing.
He's
And
just there.
He's like, "Well, I thought we were done," and they're like, "No, we got to do this." And he's like, "But I don't know what." And they're like, "Oh, we're going to let you know what to say," and like just doing like signings. Because I met Stan before he had his stroke, and dude was just. This was like 2013, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
And he was, it may have been before then, but he had like a lot of life and spunk in him, and you're like, man, I'm hoping when I'm in my 80s, I'm moving around this good. And after he had his stroke, he you know, you could tell he wasn't the same.
Right.
But this guy said he was with him for like 4 years and was, you know, documenting all this stuff. And some of the stuff they show is it's frustrating because you're like, you know, this guy loved the fans, loved, you know, comics and doing this, and it literally, they were just like wheeling him out. All right, make your money, let's go. And trying to wrestle control, because I mean, I had read, you know, Stan was worth somewhere between $50 and $80 million.
Right.
And there's, you know, 3 or 4 people that were trying to get control of that money. And, you know, there were lawsuits filed. I think everything has been settled as far as what I've found. But I'm like, they've raised like $60,000 to fund so far in like a few days, and I'm like, there was like 60 or 70 like reward levels that you could get and that stuff, and I'm like, really?
It just doesn't seem right. It seems like something that, I don't know, that you'd want to be able to produce on your own if you're actually trying to help somebody.
If you were trying to help somebody, why would you not put that out when the guy was alive and you could stop the abuse?
Oh, yes. Or present it to the local law enforcement of there, you know what I mean?
Well, you know,
if you want somebody charged with something, if you really, but it sounds like it's a money maker than anything.
Yeah.
And this stuff, I think this stuff happens. I mean, Nichelle Nichols, that played Lieutenant Uhura. I read something that I mean, it's not official or whatever, and it's not the opinion of the Nerdy Old Man podcast, but I read something that said that they were just wheeling her around to make money too.
Well,
before she
passed.
passed.
I could see how it would happen because, you know, there's, I don't want to say helpless, but at that point pretty much are.
Yeah.
But like they showed, like Stan was doing a sign-in and the guy is standing behind him like STANLEE, like telling him letter by letter how to write his name.
Because he's so bad off.
But it was, he really
sad.
took a downturn when his wife died in 2017, I think like that summer. And then after that, he took a real just downturn. But she was the one that kind of managed like the financial side. Mm-hmm. And I think,
when she passed, they might have taken advantage of it.
Yeah, and I know that he had he was worried about his daughter because I reckon she spent money real freely. And he was worried that, you know, she's not good with money, you know, right. If we don't set up a trust and, you know, she's going to be like living in her car was what he'd said. And I don't know, from what I've read, I think it was like her attorney and these guys, you know, these new business partners had got in somehow, and people that had worked with Stan for like, you know, 2 or 3 decades, right. You know, were fired and let go, and so they kind of formed this new inner circle, and it was kind of manipulating him to do. Because there was one scene where it showed, I think they were going to do a convention in San Francisco, and he was asking, he's like, you know, is there any way to get out of the San Francisco thing, or do we have to do it? And he's like, oh, we have to do it. We can't get out. We got to do it. And just, you know, you get the feeling that, you know, it was just, you're a cash cow and we're going to squeeze you for every nickel. And so I'm just going to go out and say, please do not support this guy.
Do you want to mention who it is so that you don't support him?
His name is John Bolgerjack. It's a really weird name. But it's Stan Lee, the final chapter. It's on Kickstarter. They're looking to raise $300,000. I'm asking people don't do it.
Yeah.
Because they keep saying, you know, if you want to protect the legacy of Stan Lee and the legacy of Stan, you know, and it's like a few years ago they tried to do
his
NFTs.
legacy doesn't need to be. It's protected anyway.
Well, I mean, if you were going to protect Stan Lee, do it when he was alive.
Yes.
When you could actually help him.
Yes.
Stan's better off than any of us are right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just.
so
Abby, you got something?
I do. This article in USA Today says the Kickstarter campaign is needed for production costs and finishing the movie with nearly $38,000 raised in 2 days into the 30-day window with a $300,000 goal. So they already have almost $40,000.
Well, now last night when I saw on Kickstarter, they were like at 59. So that just burns me. Well, and I know you've got people because they're offering all these collector,
But if you look at it, if somebody just looks at it on face value, they may think, "Oh, I want to support this."
Exactly.
But in like any, whether it be any kind of a donation things, charity stuff, Kickstarters or whatever, sorry, Grogu, I got excited. You need to pay attention to what it is.
Yeah.
And our show, if we recommend a Kickstarter, it's because we believe in it, and it's likely,
or have supported
it's likely we've supported it and invested in ourselves. And Wes has done the research on this. I wouldn't do it. Make your own decisions.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something you feel you have to do, but I'm asking everybody stay away from this, because if you really wanted to help, even if you had like an NDAs, I don't think protect you from crime, or they will protect you if like somebody's committing a crime and you know it or something.
Yeah.
But he said, I was in Stan's inner circle and I was his confidant. Most importantly, I was his friend. And
well,
I'm like,
if you really were, and you know what? If somebody knows this guy, if he wants to come on here and defend himself,
yeah.
We'll
But
do
I
it.
mean,
We'll talk to him.
It was just, I think it's really sleazy.
Yep.
And
Finish him.
yeah, I'm just trying to be nice.
Yep,
But
yep.
Talk your stuff, Wes.
but I just think that
Well, man, now I'm down and up, and I'm ready to fight somebody. Let's go.
it's like, yeah.
Anything else good happen?
Assemble the nerds.
What else do you got?
Well, that was
Well,
kind of ended on a downer.
yeah. Before you get started on another nerd news or something like that, we do have a comment in here, and I apologize. I'm unfamiliar with the names. I have a Google Doc now called Producer Abby Notes.
There you go.
Because these usernames I'm unfamiliar. So X3RO Cool. Do you know
Zero
who that is?
Cool. Yeah,
Zero
that's John.
Cool.
That's my buddy John.
All right. So John said, finally in, you should tell him about our nightly photo session.
Ah, yes. This was funny because going back to Lexington,
Yes.
we had done our judges on Saturday. Friday night, we're walking back from Rupp Arena over to the hotel, and there's some really cool buildings, these big, tall skyscrapers, and we're looking and we're like, huh, that's neat. That's neat. There's this one bank building, and we walk by it. It's like this black glass, and it's got kind of this weird, like, architecture to it. And I was like, that's cool. It's like, that could be a mega block.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, we need to do a photo shoot one night.
Yeah.
Because that would just be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think about this at the time because I'm like, really cool pictures. Let's do this. And so like later on that night, because we were tired. I mean, we were whipped. And so later on that night, John, he was a trooper. He suited back up with me. So John, his brother Josh, and I, we go back down. And we're walking out. We're in full costumes.
Yeah.
This is not like Dragon Con, where people are walking around all hours of the night
No.
in costumes.
No.
So,
Which it definitely is.
well, earlier in the day, we had got on the elevator to go back up, and this lady was getting on, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should." And we're like, "Oh no, we're in costume. We're here for the convention." And she goes, "Oh, okay, I didn't know. I thought something was going on." She was kind of freaked out, because these two dudes in these black
That's
leather
like,
suits with helmets. So we're going back out that night, and John's like, "This is probably a bad idea." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Dude, we have no identification. We have nothing that identifies that we're going to the con. The con's over." He goes, "This isn't Atlanta, like where people are used to this."
That's
for
fair.
Dragon Con.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we have stuff that looks like guns.
And you're in Kentucky.
So we're walking down the street. We get there to the bank,
Kentucky.
and luckily the cops didn't get called on us. So we got our pictures and got out of town.
We need
but
those. We need some photos to put up on the site.
I have some
for that,
photos,
so,
yes.
yeah.
But it was fun. John was a trooper. He was not feeling it when we went down, but he sucked it up and got through it and got some really cool shots. Josh got us some really cool shots.
Yeah, we're ready to run in opposite directions.
Oh, we couldn't have ran. We could have ran if we'd wanted to.
Judges don't run.
Dude, it was not possible, and we were so sore, so tired because
awesome,
that was like the third time that we'd actually got to suit up.
Yeah.
In our judges, and it's real like motorcycle leathers. Like this is heavy duty stuff, and
you brought your helmet on the show once, I thought.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But we found out that when we went to put them back on, we're like, God, man, these things are tight. It's like, this wasn't like this morning.
Sweat shrunk them up?
Well, where they get hot and get cold, we found out that like they would tighten up. So we're like,
yes, y'all didn't get swolled in the middle of the time.
No, it was if anything, we lost weight. But it was worth it because we got some cool shots, and I actually had put them up in the Judge Dredd group on Facebook, so everybody was like, "Oh, those are cool." So it was worth it.
You know, coming up in the future, in late May, the show is going to be at Rocky Top Game Con in Knoxville, Tennessee. So Wes is manning that one. I'm going to be playing games, but I will frequent the booth as well. Producer Abby may be there to help out as well, so make sure you come and see us. Stephen Valley runs that show. It's a great show.
That show keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch more vendors now. So basically, if you're a gamer, a tabletop gamer, whether it's being role play or miniature gaming or something like that, if you're not playing in one of the mini tournaments that are there, come, and they've got learning games. I know one of the guys from the local historical gaming group, which I play with sometimes, he is doing a Egyptians versus, help me out, Wes. There's another
Babylonians.
Yeah, maybe something like that. And he's going to have like hundreds of chariots on the table.
It was so cool
to do this massive
when he did
battle.
his demonstration.
Yeah, it was the guy that come and talked to us.
Yes. When he did his demonstration.
Yeah,
because I've watched a little bit of it, and it's just like, wow, he knows so much about history, so much about tactics, and it was just.
Yeah, he's sharp.
Wow. It was he's just
gonna,
a watch.
Yeah, he's going to have that, and he's going to like let people jump in, and he's got like a rule set that is like his or something that makes the game flow better or something. So I know he's going to do that, so you'll want to see that.
I'm sure Raven will be there.
Raven will be there with his game, and there's going to be a bunch of stuff like that. Plus, you can watch from upstairs. You can observe, or even down low. I mean, you can observe a Warhammer 40K major tournament.
Well, it's neat to watch from the
Star
second
Wars
level.
Legion dang near major tournament. On Friday night, we're doing Will Werner is running a bolt action.
I saw
tournament.
that on the schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna play in that one and playing the Legion one, and then there's Age of Sigmar stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So if you're into that kind of thing, check that out. But we're going to be there, so we're going to do some cool stuff. Hopefully we'll be there the majority of the time. Come by and see us. If we're not there, we'll have some stickers on the table or something like that. So, but yeah. So Abby, thank you for your assistance today.
I did just want to go ahead and say that Rocky Top Game Con is May 23rd through the 25th. It's a weekend, of course, duh. And then a call back to those life-size, like, real-looking, would you say models? That's Brazen Monkey with John Marks. Apologies
John Marks.
There we go.
John's last name.
Yes.
Well, she's earned her paycheck today, which is nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It's absolutely nothing.
Maybe he'll feed me today.
I will feed her like I always have. So
maybe I'll get a little like ice cream or something.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, can I have an apple?
Give you some socks,
Small
right?
Gruel, please, sir.
Dobby has got under sock. Dobby is free.
Oh, until next time, It's the Old Ball Man channel with Redneck West and producer Abby.
Yeehaw.
Make sure you like, subscribe.
That's the end of the
all
show,
that kind of
man.
stuff. I'm doing more. Like, subscribe, share our YouTube page as well as all of our audio stuff. So go ahead, Wes. Give it to us again.
This is a double. Yeehaw.
Oh, yeah, special day.